everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner and Arlene's Travels. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is I am still here on the beautiful Coral Princess, y'all. And we have now turned around again, meaning we've entered into our last of our back-to-back cruises. And we are now doing a round trip Alaska out of Vancouver cruise. And I'm going to give you the itinerary here in a second. But I did want to kind of just bring you up to date. This video is not going to be a super informative or super exciting probably video. They'll get more exciting from here, let me tell you. But I did just kind of I felt kind of bad because I hadn't come back again after I was so sick that last time. And I wanted to let you guys know that I am so much better. Oh my goodness, I know I still sound a little froggy, but it's the very tip end. You know how that little cough or that little kind of hangs on till the end, and then for a little while longer than what you think is the end. Well, that's what I have right now. It's nothing. I feel fantastic, and I've met so many wonderful new people who have been watching me, people that I didn't know. It has been a wonderful time aboard the Coral Princess here. So let me back up and say that I'm trying to think the last 2 days of our California coastal cruise, we were in, let's see, it was a sea day, and then we were in Astoria, Oregon, and then we were in Victoria, British Columbia for a whole day. And then we cruised into Vancouver yesterday. But the seas were quite rough on our way from San Francisco. Then we had a sea day and then on into Astoria. It was some rough seas. We were bebopping and rocking and rolling up the coast of California there, which is nothing new. That's always the way it is. It always has. Let me say that it has always been that way when we have cruised up the coast of California. So, but we did not get off the ship. Again, I was still recovering from this stupid cold. So we stayed on the ship in Astoria and in Victoria. We've been to both places before. So I don't even know that I did take a little video of the rough seas. I may have already played it for you there. They were some rough seas. Sunsets I've got 2 really pretty sunsets to show you here, and I can't remember. It just says I'm in the continental United States. So where exactly I was when it was sunset on this particular day, I really cannot tell you. I believe we were between Astoria and Victoria. So we're just going to say that. We're going to go with that. Okay. Beautiful sunset. Here was my outfit of that day. It was pretty warm that day. I have those florally capris you've seen before with my black cold shoulder top and my pink medallion clip, and black necklace and, same old pink shoes. So that was that day. And then, Let's Get Quizzical is every morning, usually at 10 o'clock in the Universe Lounge here on the Coral. And then they usually, then they usually have another trivia in the evening hours sometimes. But I met one of you. We went to play trivia one morning in the Universe Lounge and met a lovely one of you named Linda. Linda, here's our picture, and we had our picture taken together. And I encourage you guys, if you see me on one of these ships or out and about in Fredericksburg or wherever I happen to be in the world, and you want to stop and say, hey, I love meeting you. I love meeting you in person. I encourage you wholeheartedly to come on and introduce yourself to me. And sometimes, I will admit, sometimes I recognize you and your name, and other times I'm like, because I'm going to tell you about a Lisa I met. I've got so many Lisas, you guys. I've got so many Lindas. I've got so many Lisas. So it's hard for me to distinguish which one of you is which sometimes, and I do apologize for that. I wish that I could put faces with names immediately, and, but Please know that I appreciate everybody who stops me and talks to me and gives me a hug and we take a picture together. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate your support and you watching all the time, you guys. I'm nobody special. I just told 2 ladies this morning, I'm nobody special. And if I could remember their names, Jill and Deb, oh, please don't quote me. I hope I have a picture of them too. I'll show you. I haven't downloaded those off my phone. I'm going to have to do that before I edit this video. Oh my goodness. But anyway, then here's Barb and I. We laughed at ourselves because we showed up and we both had black cold shoulder shirts on and our pink clips. And we laughed at each other. We're like, well, we didn't talk to one another about dressing like that, but we managed ourselves. Barb did get off of the ship and take a walk, and she took some of these beautiful pictures of the Coral Princess off the ship. So kudos to Barb for taking these beautiful pictures, you guys. She really got some pretty shots, and I love the shots where she has the flowers in front of them. She has a good eye. She has a really good eye. And I appreciated this. Here's Barb with Stanley the bear. That is Princess's mascot. Cute, cute, cute. And so here is Lisa. Here is Lisa. She found us up in the Horizon that evening, Horizon Court, and she came by and she introduced herself, and it was so good to meet you, Lisa. I'm telling you, it was so good to meet you. She was from Australia. She is from Australia and has been watching me for a long time. So thank you so much, Lisa, for coming on and coming up. And we shared a nice hug and a chat. And she met Chris and Barb and Dawn and everybody. So it was wonderful. Then this pilot boat, the pilot boat who came to pick up the pilot. And whenever you're in local waters, local folks will bring on a pilot to help the ship navigate through the local waters. It's maritime law. I'm not sure if that's correct, if I'm saying that correct, but there is a law that states that they have to have a pilot come aboard if you get so many miles and you're cruising through. Please, if I'm wrong, some of you guys, I know you know this better than I do, but I believe that's the case when we're cruising through local waters. But this guy, he was doing donuts out here, backing up and moving forward. I said, we were sitting here watching TV and I said, mute that TV, honey. What is that sound? And it sounded like a motor right outside of our balcony, you know. Well, I walked out there and lo and behold, there's the pilot boat right there, you know. Having a heyday, so hopefully I put some video up here and let you see what he was having a heyday. It was so much fun watching him. And he was obviously there to entertain us, and we had a good time watching him. So then the next day, we pulled into Victoria. Here's my outfit of that day. And just a pair of capris and that green sweater and that super stretch shirt from Torrid. And the long turquoisey earrings that day. And just, again, it started to get chillier. It was starting to get chillier. So I put that sweater on. And there Chris and I are, both of us. Of course, he doesn't start putting long sleeves on because the man can stand out in 30-degree weather and be warm. I tell you. So we had a lovely day in Victoria, and here's some, you know, I didn't get off the ship. No, none of us did. None of us got off the ship. But, and here I am with our lovely room steward again. He's so cute. Barb says, we were on our way up to play cards, and I stopped, and we was talking to Joseph, and didn't get away. And so I said, here's where I am right now. We're coming. I'm talking to Joseph. So then we played cards. We played cards for a couple of hours that evening. And, you know, we just hung out. We just hung out and enjoyed each other's company. That's what we did, all 4 of us, you know. Then we came back to the room right around getting close to sunset. And here came the Norwegian Bliss. Look at her hull, you guys. She's got whales on her hull. She is a beautiful ship. Now, I would not sail NCL, I will tell you the truth, in Alaska, but I love that ship. I think that ship is beautiful. So, I mean, I have to say, so Chris went out and caught this picture right against, look at that sky in the background. That is a beautiful shot of that ship. I ought to send that to Norwegian. Say, here's a pretty shot of the Bliss. It's so pretty. And then there was a rainbow. So we saw a rainbow. There's the picture of the rainbow. And so that's about our day in Victoria. Again, we'd been here before. We'd been off and traveled all around. If you all remember, those of you who've been with me for a long time, remember that my dear friend Liz, who got me started on my blog and then subsequently on my YouTube, used to live in Victoria. She passed away of ALS several years ago. But her husband was in the Canadian Navy, and they lived in Navy housing and could sit right on her back deck and watch the cruise ships come and go. And she would always send me pictures of all the cruise ships. It was so neat. So, miss not having her here to go see, huh, Chris? Yeah. Sweet lady. So, that was the end of our California coastal cruise. And we then, yesterday morning, very early, started to sail into Vancouver, which was turnaround day and the first day of our Alaska cruise. So let me show you a couple of pictures of our sail-in here under the Lions Gate Bridge. Really pretty bridge. Very pretty sail-in to Vancouver, you guys. Lots of pretty houses, and then you can see the city of Vancouver, and it's just lovely. The Koningsdam ship followed us in, and she berthed on one side of Canada Place, which is the cruise terminal here in Vancouver, and then the Coral Princess, we berthed on the other side. So some people from the hotels, well, this is Canada Place. Here you go. Here's Canada Place. It's so pretty with the big white sails. It is so pretty. And, you know, kind of the signature Canada Place. You always know you're coming up on it because it's so pretty there. It's so pretty at night, lit up at night, too. But you can see all the hotels behind the Canada Place there. And we have a bunch of people that we know who were coming on board the ship, started to take pictures. And Chris and Cheryl, our dear friend Cheryl, and her friend Robin and I were all out on the aft, Deck 9 aft, watching sail-in that morning, and there were some people in the hotels who took our picture, and you could see 4 people standing out on the aft deck. We were the only 4 people on this whole ship standing out there on one of those aft-facing decks, and you could see us standing there. It was so funny. You could see four dots, and we knew it was us because that, you know, we knew where we were standing and stuff. So that was funny. To whoever took this picture, thank you for letting me. I hope it's okay that I showed it on here. I don't think they'd care. But you know, just wanted to show us on the back, on the aft deck. So after we sailed in, we got dressed real quick. Here's my outfit of this day. It's definitely a repeat of that floral jacket. And I started out with my jeans jeggings because, you know, it's Juno. You know, that's a joke with Juno and Juno. It's time for me to pull out my jeggings for this trip. And I brought several pairs of these. Several pairs of my jean jeggings, a couple of pairs of black jeggings, and a pair of kind of navy blue jeggings as well that I'll be wearing throughout this portion of the cruise. And then just a black t-shirt, my black necklace. I think I'm going to leave all the rest of my jewelry at home the next time, y'all. Uh-oh, somebody's at the door, honey. Pause.
So,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you.
You have a great day.
Have a good day now. Thank you. That was a gentleman bringing in. We are elite on this cruise. Get back to that, but he was bringing in. We switched out our mini bar for Diet Cokes, and you know, so he was bringing in stuff to put in our refrigerator because we switched out the liquor and stuff for. Anyway, regardless. All right, so where was I? Oh, okay, so turnaround day. My outfit of the day, my pink shoes and my watch, same ring, same everything else. So we opened our door to get ready to go off the ship because, as I have explained before, but I'll explain here too, just in case you didn't hear. On turnaround day, if you're going to be doing a back-to-back in our case, every time you come into a new port, you know, the ship needs to clear all of the passengers off of the previous sailing. So, you know, of course, most people go home, but there are some people. There were only 90 of us this time. Last time there were over 600. But this time there were only 90 of us. And we all had to go and meet at the Princess Theater. And then we were all escorted off with our passenger, what does that say? In-transit guest, Coral Princess, in-transit guest. And we were escorted off of the ship, taken through the terminal, taken back through security. Actually, they had facial recognition here in Vancouver. So instead of having to show our passports, they just did facial recognition. And we just went right through and came right back on the ship. And we were the last off of the ship. We had to go and meet them. Actually, Barb and Dawn and Chris and I went out and played cards in the buffet area for quite a while that morning until it came to about 20 after 10, and then we headed to the Princess Theater and waited until about 11:15, and they escorted us off, and we were back on by about 11:15, if it took that long. So, but when we came out of our door to go to meet Barb and Dawn in the horizon before we got off, Cheryl had put on our door, Cruising Together Alaska 2025 and an Alaska cruise. I was tickled pink. I love that kind of stuff. Big magnets is what they are. Your door is metal. And oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. I squealed. I know I did. And, you know, and she happened to be walking down the hall, and Chris said, "Did you do this?" And she went, "Oh, I don't know." You know, she's acting all like, "Oh, it wasn't me," and it was her. You know, so thank you, Cheryl, if you're watching this ever, honey. I love those magnets. You know me. So then we went and played cards, and we went and did turnaround day. And we got back on the ship, and then we had a meet and greet with Cheryl's, well, we've had a Facebook group going. And then we had Cheryl's clients, people who were Cheryl's clients. And we had a meet and greet yesterday. Alrighty, you guys, I'm morphing in here with a little footage. Sorry about this. I forgot to tell you about this outfit of the day. And I have really embraced Alaska and pulled out my first little Alaska vest here. I've got on my jean jeggings and a cobalt blue top, a royal blue top, which matches the colors in the embroidery here on the chest of my pretty cream vest that I got on, I think, on the Coral Princess. It may have been even on this ship many years ago. The last time we were on this ship was 2017, and I think I got it on, it was a back-to-back one of those cruises. So I do have a scarf on today. It is quite chilly. It is only 40s, in the 40s out, and I'm glad to have this around my neck. I'm chilled. And my black necklace is still peeking out there, and just some blue earrings, and same bracelets, same watch, my grandmother's ring. Same old. All right, back to our regularly scheduled programming. And then we had a meet and greet with the Facebook group this morning. So, but yesterday afternoon we had a meet and greet just with those who booked through Cheryl, and had a lovely time meeting people. I've gotten to know them online. A lot of them knew me from my YouTube channel. And hello to all of you guys if you're watching, and thank you guys. And then the meet and greet today, this morning, a lot of you told me that you've been watching me for years. And you know, I unfortunately can't see you as you see me, but I sure do appreciate all of the support. I appreciate every hug that I've been so freely given and so genuinely given. I have not gotten a picture of myself with Jinx yet, the seeing eye dog with his mama Carrie, and excuse me, and he's an absolutely beautiful dog. And of course, we always ask Carrie permission if we are allowed to touch Jinx, and she's very generous with us. And of course, though, when she's out and around the ship, you know, she has to be very, you know, he's a service dog. And, you know, when he has his vest on, he's not supposed to be touched. Please know that when you do see a service dog. You know, I'm a dog advocate. You know that Sam and I were a therapy team. And it's different. A service animal is an important animal with specific skills. And Jinx does his job very well. His mom is legally blind. and he is much needed on this ship. And there even is in the patter. Is this the patter that says that about Jinx? We got a patter here. Maybe it was the first one. Hang on. Let me find that blurb for you and I'll read it. I think it was this one, yeah. Service dog on board. You can even see that Princess they do allow service dogs. And then everybody on the ship was let know that, was informed that Jinx is on board. And it says, please be aware that we have a working service dog on this sailing. A service dog is specially trained to mitigate a disability. Please do not pet, feed, or play with the working dog. And that is so important for those of you who, if you ever see a working dog on board. Now, I know there are people who abuse. I don't think you could get too far with Princess, though. I'll be honest with you. It's got to be a true working dog. Excuse me, but I've certainly seen other people abuse saying their dog is a working dog. Jinx is a true working dog, and he is amazing. And Carrie was so generous, and she allowed me to give him a treat this morning. I'm going to cry again. I love dogs. Sorry. I miss our dog so much. And I don't know whether you guys knew this, but I had my first dog as a child was a German Shepherd. So I've got a really soft spot for Jinx, who is a German Shepherd, beautiful German Shepherd. And sweet, sweet, sweet temperament on this pup. I just love meeting Jinx and his mama Care and everybody that we've met. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your kindness to me. I appreciate every single one of you. I don't have any pictures from the meet and greet yesterday, and I only have one big group shot from this morning, so I'll show you that. But we had a lovely time in there. Cheryl is a wealth of information. If you want a wonderful travel agent, you will find her information down in the description box. I highly recommend Cheryl. She is absolutely phenomenal. Great, 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 great travel agent if you need a good travel agent. She is a wealth of information. She's been working this morning. She's actually our next door neighbor here on this cruise, and she's been working her little heart out this morning, and she is good at her job. So today is the first day out. It is a sea day, and tomorrow is a sea day. And this is the itinerary. Yesterday was Vancouver. Today at sea. Tomorrow is at sea. We have to turn our clocks back for the last hour. My goodness gracious. This will be the fourth time Chris and I have turned our clocks back. So we will be on Alaska time for the rest of this until we come back to Vancouver. So turn the clocks back 1 hour tonight. And then the next day, 2 sea days. And then the next day will be in Yakutak Bay, which is Hubbard Glacier. And then Icy Strait Point the next day Glacier Bay, the next day Sitka, the next day Skagway, then Juneau, then Ketchikan, then an hour forward, and then a day at sea, and then back to Vancouver. And then Chris and I will be headed back home. So real quick, we played trivia last night and won. It was Alaska trivia, and we won a coaster. Coral Princess Cruises coaster. So we had a good time playing that, but we did win. Which didn't really surprise us too much because we're pretty knowledgeable about Alaska. But anyway, I guess that's it. We went to dinner last night at the Sail Away dinner. It was delicious as always. This is a picture I took sitting at the dinner table, you guys, from across the dining room. Now I took my phone and I zoomed in, and you can see the curtains on the one side of the picture there. But look at those mountains. That is just a taste of what's to come, you guys. Just a taste of what's to come. Then Chris caught a beautiful sunset last night. Absolutely gorgeous sunset. And, off we go. North to Alaska, you guys. We are going to Alaska. I cannot wait to bring you more videos about the wonders that I know await us in Alaska, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this series. Thank you. Before I move on here to my final words, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for all of your support and for watching while we've been traveling, and for being patient with me there at Arlen's Country Craft Corner. That I'm really not doing much decorating, am I? But Chris and I are enjoying ourselves on this journey, and we appreciate your support and your continued support as you watch my travel vlogs, and I've had fun doing them. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to put this up. My timing may be completely different than what I've spoken about, because it's going to take me a long time to get this up, I'm sure. So it'll be up whenever I can get it up, but know that you guys have been in my thoughts and my prayers. But let me go on into my final words and say, one of you guys, I meant to show you the picture of the two lovely Australian ladies, Jill and Deb, I think. Yikes. But here they are with me this morning. And thank you so much, girls, for your hugs and for your support. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. And no, I'm nobody special. I'm absolutely nobody special. But you guys are special, because you take the time out of your busy schedules and take a peek at me. And I appreciate that. All right. To everyone I've met, same goes for all of you. Thank you guys so much. Okay. Thank you all for stopping in here today. For those of you who might be struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness, chronic pain, or have suffered a great loss, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love you all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all of that said, I'll just say, until next time, whenever I can here, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.